Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for joining us today. You know, holding a hearing on Social Security is critical, as this federal program impacts all of our districts and constituents so personally. In Kansas, there's more than 45,000 Social Security recipients, so the discussions we have here today will certainly make a difference in the lives of many Kansans and Americans. With such a massive program, it's not hard to explain, or it's not hard to imagine that there would be some small errors and potential mismanagement at the Social Security Administration. However, the massive number of improper payments is unacceptable, and it harms the Americans we represent. In fiscal year 2021, Social Security Administration made around $2.5 billion in improper old age and survivors insurance and disability insurance payments. $2.5 billion that weren't managed correctly. And here's the truth that we all know in the room. On both sides of the aisle, the Social Security trust fund's already in danger of insolvency, and overpayments in the amount of $2 billion a year only threatens that insolvency even more. Beneficiaries are largely not responsible for the improper payments, yet they bear the brunt of the error. Overpayments, of which the FY21 number was about $2 billion, caused hardships as unknowing beneficiaries are forced to pay back the overpayments, sometimes decades after the improper payments were made. And the $518 million in underpayments from FY21 prevents beneficiaries like seniors in Wichita or Pratt or Newton in my district on a fixed income from being able to buy medicine or put food on their table. And high prices from inflation are already causing seniors to stretch their dollars even after a larger than average cost of living increase in Social Security to try to compensate for that increased inflation. They shouldn't be asked to make an even greater sacrifice due to bureaucratic blunders at SSA. The solution is to proactively prevent improper payments and over and underpayments. Instead of placing the burden on American taxpayers by making them repay overpayments or wait on the disbursements of underpayments, the fix should come out of the Social Security Administration. And the administration already has some tools. Even before I began my service in Congress, the 2015 law authorized entry into payment information exchanges, payroll information exchanges, as our chairman mentioned earlier. Even the SSA has said that would improve accuracy, yet 7 years later, as noted, it's not been implemented. Then there's some recommendations from GAO and the OIG. Again, some of these recommendations have not been implemented. And the fact of the matter is that Social Security Administration, like all of our federal agencies, should be in the business of helping the American people, not looking for ways to make it easier to do their jobs here in Washington, D.C. The burden of improper payments should rest on the SSA even before such mismanagement can detrimentally impact American citizens. Ms. Curta, you mentioned a recommendation from SSA's use of computer matching to help reduce overpayments from the current receipt of federal workers' compensation benefits and DI benefits. Why did the GIO make this recommendation? What's the status of the recommendation?
Thank you for that question. Yes, back in 2015, we found that SSA's internal controls for helping prevent DI overpayments due to the concurrent receipt of those worker compensation benefits relies on beneficiaries self-reporting any of those benefits, the workers' compensation benefits. So what we found was that SSA could do more to leverage existing data to prevent overpayments to beneficiaries who are concurrently receiving those worker compensation benefits. So we recommended SSA strengthen its internal controls, and SSA has taken steps toward implementing that recommendation. They've been working with Department of Labor on a plan to establish computer matching to exchange data with the Department of Labor. However, as of February 2023, the plan is still a work in progress, and we understand that systems would need to be put in place to accomplish the matching, and that has yet to be accomplished.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm a big advocate of let's do it right the first time, and then we don't have to go back and fix those errors. Acting Commissioner Kizakawa, I know that SSA is making hundreds of millions of dollars in overpayments to some of the DI beneficiaries who are also receiving the federal workers' compensation. Do you have updates on where SSA stands on the data matching with the Department of Labor to prevent these improper payments?
As my co-witness indicated, we are making progress with DOL on this. And she also indicated that it requires systems improvements. Systems improvements require sufficient funding to make those improvements. So we are working with what we have and making as much progress as we can.
So again, following along with her, are we going to be done by the end of the year? Is it next year or what?
I will take that back, and we will provide you a response in writing about the timeline for the completion.
Thank you very much. My time's expired. I yield back.